Hello and welcome to yet another edition of the Bibs Corner podcast. This is episode 40, and I'm actually doing something a little special. This actually might be 40.1 and 40.2. I'm going to drop here actually back to back. And here in 40.1, I had the opportunity to speak with a good friend of mine, and Mike Kirkland, who is a Miami Heat fan. And I had planned to talk to him last week, actually, about the conference finals. But it just so worked out that the Heat went ahead and closed that out pretty quickly. And we ended up having a delay. And so now it ends up being a final special. And I wanted to get Mike on because he is a diehard Miami Heat fan since day one. No doubt about it. Not one of those bandwagon types. And I think that Mavs fans will like a lot of what he has to say about 2006, 2011, and the Mavs in general. I think the conversation came out pretty great. There were some technical issues in the early part of the conversation. It actually ends up being broken into three parts. Hopefully you won't be able to tell much. But in the first, I want to say 10 or so minutes, you may notice it sounds like I'm talking over him. We were on a little bit of a delay somehow because of how we were recording at the start, to where my audio would come in like a second or two ahead of his. So, for example, he'll ask me a question, or I'll answer the question, and then you'll hear him ask it like a second later, or I'll be answering the question as he's asking it. But fortunately, there's not a lot of that double talk. You'll hear a little bit right in the beginning, and then there'll be a long period where I'm just letting him talk, or you won't even be able to tell that I'm responding early. Like, it just sounds like I'm responding on time almost. And then near the end of that first 10 or so minutes, there's going to be a part where I think it got even worse. I think it switched to 3 seconds or something like that. And at that point, there's one part where we're talking about the Mavs 2006 roster, and he's asking me who the point guard is. And at one point, you'll hear me say, no, Jason Kidd wasn't on the team. And he'll be like, was Jason Kidd there? A second later. So just bear with us through that. After that, we did switch the medium we were recording through, and all that goes away for the majority of the conversation. And again, it was a great conversation. I enjoyed talking with Mike, as always, catching up. And again, I think that there's a lot to be gained if you are one of those people that hates the Heat right now. Hopefully, I can sway you to at least hate them a little bit less. So with that said, no further ado. Please enjoy this conversation with Mike. Welcome back to yet another edition of the Bibs Corner podcast. I'm your host, as always, Mike Bibbins, at Bibs Corner for all the sports stuff. And today I have a special guest, the homie at truthfully _ Mike.
Yeah. Come on, Mike. Hey, listen, I've had that same name.
Man, look, when you thinking about it, it's like, hold up, is that really what it is, or is that how I'm saying it in my head? Because I think that initially when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I forgot about the underscore. So, but yeah, at truthfully _ Mike Kirkland. And Mike and I go way back to 2008-ish. I think how we came together is an interesting story. You want to tell it?
Yeah, no, man, I'll tell it, man. Listen, I stayed with a classmate of yours in college, man, and he introduced me to you, and I believe the introduction was just to sports and fantasy leagues, bro. And yeah, and to be honest with you, we still got the fantasy league going now. And
I'm 3-0 too, so
let's keep it rolling.
And your boy's 3-0. It's actually
I know you are, bro.
3-0 right now.
Yeah, hey, the other Mike 3-0 too. So yeah, no, we
That's
go
the
way back.
rivalry going away. May the best Mike win the rest of the way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but nah, homie. We go way back, bro. You know, we go back to the music days when me and you was trying that out. We go back. I mean, we've done everything together, man. Just about, bro. If you know, the only thing we haven't done is make
On
$1
the
million
way, one
yet, bro.
day.
That's it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because we've known each other and we've been like in pretty much consistent contact since like 2008. But I don't think we like actually met in person till like 2015 or something like that. But
Which is
even then,
wild. Yeah.
it
Which
was
is
easy,
wild.
like because we knew each
Very
other
wild.
so well. It was just automatic, no awkwardness, none of that.
Which is wild. I mean, to think about in today's world, bro. Right? I mean, because you know, if this thing keeps going
Right,
on the way it is, people ain't
right,
gonna be meeting either at work and stuff. And we handled a lot of business, one on one, away from each other. And then we came together for a
right. What we
business
were talking
meeting,
about the
if
label
I'm
stuff.
not mistaken. And yeah, bro. I mean, and it was fluid, bro. Like it was just it was like
Yeah,
we
and
didn't
if you
miss a
can
beat.
find that, especially these days and
So
times, you keep those people around. So definitely,
yeah, you
definitely.
straight, man. Yeah.
One of the main things that sports is kind of what brought us together. And not long after we connected, our teams were facing each other in the finals. We're gonna get into that a little bit later, but first
Yeah.
of all, I kind of buried the lead here. Mike is a diehard Miami Heat fan, and so I know most of my listeners are
Oh,
Mavs fans, and that's the enemy in a lot of people's eyes. But I
yeah.
want you to tell the people about, first of all, how you became a Heat fan, your history, um, and like your earliest memories.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, Mike. So my earliest memories, man, you know, I spent a majority of the first 12 years of my life in South Miami, man. I grew up in Miami, you know, not Miami Beach like everybody thinks about. I grew up in South Miami, you know, right off Douglas Road, and then my mom lived off Bird Road, man. So the University of Miami was like in between my mom and my dad's house. So first off, everybody needs to know Hurricanes all day, number one, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's my heart. But I played a lot of basketball growing up, and you know, that was my first love. You know that, Mike. And you know, down there, man, you know, when I was growing up, the Heat at the time when I got into basketball were battling, man. They were battling the Knicks. They were battling. I mean, they tried to battle the Bulls, but you know how that ended up. The
Yeah.
Pacers, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple times, man, and you know, I just fell in love with them, man. I fell in love with them. You know, it was the market games, man. It was what was on TV. It was my team. It was you know the shirts I had. You know, even when I played at the Y, when I played basketball at summer camp and stuff like that, you know, our team was
Right.
called the Miami Heat, man. So you know, that's my pride and joy, man. I remember Tim Hardaway. I remember Dan Marley, Alonzo. I met Zoe. The only Heat I've ever met is Zoe, man. I met him at
That's
a
awesome.
camp when I was about 8 years old. Um, but yeah, man, I remember PJ Brown. You know, Pat Riley. You know, is a god to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's been Heat since day one, bro. I've never not had a day where I didn't love my Miami Heat when it came down to the
No,
NBA,
definitely.
bro.
And
You know that.
I have a big thing about not talking sports with people that I feel like are bandwagon fans, or like if you're
Right.
not
Me too.
gonna live and die with your team, I'm not gonna sit here and have a debate with you about your team. So definitely from day
Right.
one, I never doubted your fanhood, and that's awesome. Like going back thinking about the Tim Hardaway, because that's the Heat I remember as a kid. That was when I started getting into
Oh yeah.
basketball, when I was an Iverson fan and all that. So Hardaway was one of the nicest. Like he was one of the ones my dad would try to get me to emulate on the court, stuff like that. Um, but that's definitely, again, a lot of great memories. It sounds like, but what would you say is your greatest?
The greatest Heat memory I got, man, it has to be the first championship. Uh, it, I mean, you know, I watched the Marlins win 2 World Series before that in 97 and 03. I've seen my Hurricanes win 1,
Right.
battle for 2. Let's not talk about the Dolphins. And when the Heat did it, man, Wade
Right.
being so young, just a few years into the league, and he was already going off when the
Right.
Pistons were hot, you know. But when Wade was going off, bro, just that team that we had, man, and then we added Shaq. And I remember when we added Shaq too, because I was down there visiting mom, and I was down there, and on Channel 7, bro, the news broke that Shaq was coming, and like Miami just erupted, bro. And I was like, Shaq's old, bro. Like everybody's saying he's washed and all that, but hey, he made a big difference. We
Oh,
needed him
definitely.
for that championship. I'm not saying that we didn't, but that was Wade all day, bro. And by far the best memory I have as a Heat fan is the first championship, and I don't think any other championship is ever going to take that away unless we win this.
Okay. I like that a little bit of a tease for later. Um,
a little bit, yeah.
So when you think about those finals, because that's kind of a trigger for Mavs fans, 2006.
Right.
What are your memories about how that series went, and the ups and the downs, and your just I mean, it was a long time ago. It was 14 years. I still remember my how it went for me, but I want to hear how it went for you, like emotionally.
Yeah. So. I was young, man. I was in and out of the house watching that game. I was either at my boy's house or my house watching that game. And back then, I mean, we was in school, man. So like,
Right.
it ain't like watching games nowadays, man. This is the only thing you were really focused on. My Heat playing cool. I can sit back and chill. I don't have any other responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So I was fully tuned in, man. I remember it being a battle. I know the Mavs could have easily won that
You were
series,
up 2-0?
Yep. The Mavs could have easily won that series. A lot of the teams this year, were up 3-1 and lost that lead. The Mavs did that year at a 2-0 at a 2-0 pool. I honestly, Mavs went up. I thought for sure they were going to 5. And that series, the refs helped both sides. I remember a lot of free throws, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
It was
think
a
back.
pretty slow.
I remember a lot
There's
of
a lot
free
of
throws,
grinding.
and I
A lot
remember
of
a lot
grinding.
of like just um it was a lot of grinding, bro. It was a lot of close games. And it just went our way, man. I just remember like D Wade's presence finally being felt in the NBA after that year. After that year, like D Wade was the like the shooting guard of the East, bro. Like and like he really made a name for himself, man. I can't honestly, Mike. I can't honestly break down that series like probably like you could, man. I just know I was like so focused on just getting back over that hump of being down 2-0, and then when we finally did, bro, like and we closed it out, it was
And
just
that's gotta be a tough way to
a
feel, like
miraculous finish because
to
I thought
not.
the Mavs
I
had
guess
that
after
the
you
entire
guys
way.
went down 2, it's like hard to believe almost that because it felt like we were in full control, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I mean, oh yeah, no. The Mavs were in full.
Right.
Dirk was in full control of that series, bro. We could not stop him. We couldn't
Um.
stop
Oh, was it?
him.
It was. Dang, what's his name?
Who was
Devin. Was
y'all's
it Devin
point guard that
Harris?
year?
I think it was Devin Harris. No, it wasn't Kid. It was Devin Harris because we
I
got
don't
rid
know
of
if it was.
Steve
I
Nash
know. Kid
and we wanted Devin
wasn't there
Harris
then,
as a
right?
quicker guard to
Kid,
deal with
kid,
Tony Parker.
kid. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Terry was there too.
But Jason Terry was there though, right? Yeah. See, Terry went on a tear that series too, if I'm not mistaken, and then he went on another tear later on too. So, uh, it was very hard, very very hard to stop that team, and when we did, we got over that hump. I don't think any of the future Heat championships
No,
would have been
I
possible
do think that kind
without getting
of,
over that
like
hump
you said, cemented Dwayne Wade's
in
presence in
'06,
the
bro.
league, because we've seen it where guys are like the next hyped player, but if they never get over that hump, that'll fade quickly. Somebody will come and surpass you quickly. And Wade never had to really deal with that. Um, and he was a guy kind of reminded me of
Right.
Donovan Mitchell in the early years, where like even those first couple of years they were in the like 4 or 5 seed if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And those were battles in the playoffs. I don't remember how it went. I don't know if y'all won the first
You're
year or
right.
lost the
You're
first
right.
year and won the second year in the first round or what, but I feel like y'all played the same team. I think it was the Wizards. I should have done some research. I'm doing this off memory. But I remember it was the same team y'all played in that 4-5 game. I remember Wade standing on the scores table after the win. Like I was a Wade fan because I liked him at Marquette.
Yeah.
So
Hey, I flow off memory too.
I didn't want to be. I want to be. I'd rather be authentic.
People that aren't Wade fans, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Wade is like the epitome of.
Did I lose you?
You know, Wade is that man, bro. And '06 did it for him, but he was already
Right.
that man though before that. But he wasn't proven, and that's why I said he needed Shaq for that first year.
So yeah, I do agree. I think that Shaq came in kind of like in a mentor type role that first year, where he could still not quite dominate a game, but could still control a game to a certain extent. But mostly it was definitely mostly Wade, and Shaq was fine with taking that back seat to him and letting him do his thing. Um, so I do remember
Yeah.
that. And what I'll tell you is this is how that finals went for me. So that year, we had a bad storm in this area. I think they didn't confirm it, but there was like a potential tornado that had hit. And during that time, a tree actually fell on our house. And I think about that often because a branch came in through the roof
And back in
in
Swansea or
Swansea.
what?
Yeah, but this
I
is why
don't
I was
remember
living in
that.
Gaston. Yeah. It was crazy
Wow.
because like it was sunny and like the ice cream truck was out and we were about to go out to the ice cream truck. But when we opened the door, the wind was blowing so hard that like we could barely open the door. And like wind was hitting or the sand was hitting you in the face, like it was cutting up your face, like the wind was blowing that hard. So like I remember going back in the house and being in my sister's room, and then we came out of her room and we just heard like a loud boom. And we tried to go back in her room and we couldn't open the door because the branch had come in through the roof, like directly behind her door. And like all the way down, like it could have
That's
easily,
wild.
like if one of us had been there, like one of us wouldn't be here today, type of thing.
That's
Yeah,
wild, man. So I mean, yeah, I mean, you definitely got a marker for that
yeah.
city like
So,
that, man. You
so
know what
that
I'm
was like
saying?
right before it started. Anyway, we had to be out of the house, which meant we had to stay with my mom's friend, who did not have cable, um, and did not care about the game. So I was actually listening to the playoffs in my car on the radio for a lot of the series. And then I actually ended up going home to Delaware to visit family. And my uncle was a big Lakers fan, Shaq fan. And so he was pulling for the Heat and I was pulling for the Mavs. And that's where I finished the series out at. And of course, on the first part of the series, I was feeling great. Like, I can't believe it. Dirk's going to do it. This is perfect. But then when we went to Miami, I think the first 2 games were in Dallas. Then we went to Miami, and after we lost that game 3, all the momentum was gone and was shifted. And then down the stretch, when the refs started calling things a little differently, and Wade was getting to the line more, you could just see that Dallas was frustrated and completely taken out of their game, and they never really recovered. Because you get to a point where Miami was the darlings; they had Shaq, Wade was the future, and and I talk about this all the time. You'll see it on Twitter. When you're kind of like the underdog or you're the upstart, you're the upset team, you're not going to get favorable calls most of the time, and you can't react to that. If you react to it, you're done because the refs aren't going to respond to you complaining. You just got to hoop, and thankfully that occurred by the time we got to 2011.
Yeah, and like how do you feel about that being true in today's like NBA as far as being the underdog and calls not going the way of the favored team and all that stuff, man? Like you still see that today?
Oh, definitely. I think that I'm not saying that games are fixed or nothing like that. I would never take it that far. But usually the favored team is going to get a few calls that go their way that are like if it's a 50-50 call type of situation. If in this series, for example, the Lakers are losing and LeBron is frustrated, he's probably going to get the next couple of calls.
Right.
And if you as the Heat or whoever is playing them, you can't react to that. You can't start either losing hope or thinking, oh, they're trying to take it from us. As soon as you start thinking that or playing like that, you're done because you're not focusing on basketball anymore.
I'm with it. I agree. I mean, I see it. So I don't disagree. I think that was a big thing in that series as well too in 06, man. I mean, just shit just rolling our way, bro. It just rolled our way. And we just so happened to be on top, man. I'm grateful for it. I'll tell you that. I know Mavs fans hate that year, man, because y'all should have, technically y'all should have 2 championships. But that's how the ball bounces sometimes, man. So
I like that you pointed that out. You said that because I think that's what made 2011 so much more fulfilling because 2006 was we couldn't believe we were there. We were up 2-0. It felt like it was happening, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, we were robbed, et cetera, and so forth. But the Heat put themselves in that position at the same time, too. Like, all the whistles in the world can't win you a game. You had to be there in the first place.
Well, here's my thing, and what affects me the most about that series, man, that finals is number one. Let's not forget I was in Miami.
Okay.
I went down there to check out one of the games and ended up not even going. Because the series just turned around so quick, man. And I knew we were going to lose it. But, that series in itself, man, really epitomized the future generation, the future of basketball, bro, for the NBA. Because like everybody thought that Miami was gonna like beat up on Dallas
in 2011. You mean?
Okay. Yeah, bro. Everybody thought that, man. We had all the bells and the whistles, like you said. Nobody was stopping that trio. Nobody.
Yeah.
Even had me convinced, man. And we got embarrassed, bro. We got embarrassed. And the reason why I say we got embarrassed is not to outshine or underestimate what the Mavs did, because that Mavs run, and I just told you this on Twitter like probably not too long ago, man, like a couple weeks ago, because you asked that question. That was the most impressive run I've ever seen in the playoffs, besides the one that we're witnessing right now if they get it done.
Okay, and I think that was the question I asked specifically, was if the Heat get it done, was it more impressive than what the Mavs did?
I wouldn't. I'm still with it. No. No. Let me tell you why. Because there was a lot of rest for these players. All right. It's a completely different dynamic. You don't have to really face any type of crowds.
Right. Travel, none of that.
You don't have to face any travel. That's why I had such a big problem with people going, oh, man, this bubble can be a struggle because they're playing these games like so close together, and And I was just thinking, bro, they got all the rest in the
Right.
damn world. I mean, this is like playing in a AAU
Right.
tournament, bro, for like
Like
2 days.
an
You know
hour
what I'm
after
saying?
the game, you can be in your bed.
Bruh, for real. No flying, no jet lag, no different type of facilities. You get the same facilities that everybody else
Right.
gets, man. The bubble really was primed for a Heat run. I ain't even gonna front. But to take it back to that series, the Mavs had to go through some hella teams from what I
Oh,
remember.
it was crazy. 'Cause every single round, like you can go back and look, we were picked to lose by pretty much everybody, every single round. The Blazers were the next team up. They had Aldridge and Brandon Roy. And Roy almost killed us in one of those games. That was probably one of the hardest games to watch. I don't even remember how many points he had. I think he had 40-something. But Brandon Roy was killing us.
Shout out to the Husky, Brandon Roy, bro. Like, dude had like the worst knees in NBA history, bro, and could never get it done other than Derrick Rose. I mean, Derrick Rose has bad knees.
One of the major what ifs in NBA history for sure.
Is him and Sebastian Telfair. I do give you that. And Sean Livingston.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad Livingston eventually got his rings, by the way.
Right. But it took him a lot of travel.
Yeah.
So that Mavs run's the most impressive run in NBA playoff history. As a Heat fan, listen, man, I know 10% of why you wanted me on here before the finals started is for me to say that, and I'm here for it. I'm a real sports fan, bro. You know that. I give credit when it's due, and I talk hella mad shit about my own teams. Rarely anything about any other teams. You know how I am. I'm a straight up like easy fan to like really deal with. But I give credit when it's due, and that Mavs run was impressive, man. Had to get through the Lakers too,
Swept
right?
The 2-time champion Lakers.
Yeah. And did y'all go through the Spurs?
No, the third, and that's the only thing. Like I said, like you couldn't script a better run. The only way you could have made it a better run is if we played the Spurs. But
if you got through Timmy and them, I agree. But
we got the Thunder with KD, Russ, and Harden,
which we ended up playing the next year.
Exactly.
For the
exactly, and I remember feeling when going into that series like, if we don't beat them now, we're not beating them next year. Like it was clear that they were next.
I agree with that.
So I mean, you couldn't have scripted a better run besides giving us replacing the Blazers with the Spurs. Maybe would have been the only way, but obviously you're not going to play the three of the best teams in the West. We still ended up going through 2 of them. So yeah, I was that run was so amazing. I remember when we actually won, I didn't even really react initially. I just kind of sat there and stared at the TV.
Right.
And like even Dirk.
I remember
Dirk like just didn't really react. He just put his hands on his head like he couldn't believe it
either. And y'all really did us a solid, man, for winning that in AAA, bro. I mean, in American Airlines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was that was a tough defeat because I was actually in Miami for 2 weeks during that time, and I was just the entire city was deflated. That moment there was some doubt in my eyes that we had did too much with the roster. And that the Mavs made us feel that year like it was never going to work out because all of a sudden as sports fans you're thinking the chemistry's off.
Yeah.
We're never going to have championship pedigree chemistry. And that's why, in the couple championships that we did win with that trio, I always say Ray Allen won one for us, right? And LeBron won the other one. And, that's that. But if, I think the Mavs humbled LeBron and Wade and that team a lot for the next couple of years.
Oh, definitely.
So,
I think LeBron became a completely different person after that. And do you remember, I got to ask you about it. Do you remember Coughgate?
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
How did you feel about that as a fan? Like when it was happening, like when Wade and LeBron are walking in the hallway making fun of Dirk being sick.
Oh, that was some bullshit, bro. That was one of their low points in their career for 2 role models of the NBA. I always hold LeBron as, 1 and 2, depending on what category you're talking about. We've had this conversation before. 1 and 2, and that was probably his lowest point of his career, man. At that point when he did that, I was kind of ashamed of them, man, because Wade and LeBron, you can't. Wade and LeBron and Dirk are 3 people, and you could throw Tim Duncan in there too. Even sometimes Tony Parker.
Yeah.
John was thinking about those years right now, Mike. I mean, those are people that are just like the epitome of like what sports figures should be, man. Who we want our kids watching, man, and then they pull some shit off like that. No, I wasn't really happy.
No, I could imagine, like, I don't want to project on other people, so I had to ask you, but like, as a fan, like, I would be a little upset to see my guy doing all that.
Oh yeah,
Like, just
no
go
doubt.
play basketball, man. That's
Yeah,
not necessary. And so,
yeah. If I'm critical of other people doing that, I'm gonna be critical of my guys
and
too,
I,
man. So
yeah,
nah,
and
no
that's
doubt.
in my opinion, that's part of being a fan, is being able to criticize your own guys' shortcomings.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to ask you about 2011 and just kind of that Heat, the Big Three era. What are your feelings about LeBron, the whole decision coming down, what y'all were able to accomplish during those years, and then eventually, obviously, when he left? Like, what are your overall feelings on LeBron? Because I feel like, obviously, you're a big Wade guy, but, what does LeBron mean to you as far as the Heat history?
Yeah, man. So Wade is like Wade took over Dan Marino's spot in Dade County.
Mm.
Wade is a god in Dade County. But with LeBron, bro, like when he made that decision, I really felt like it was just the brotherhood that him, Bosh, and Wade had, and that's why it worked. And the way that Pat Riley was able to do it, it kind of enticed LeBron. Hell, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'm unhappy in this dirty ass city called Cleveland. Excuse me, Cleveland fans. But that's exactly what he, what no pun intended. That's exactly how he let it off to be. I'm going down to South
Yeah.
Beach. I want to live big. I want to play big. I want to play, with my bros. So I'm a big LeBron fan for taking that chance. All right, and he did some not so stellar stuff as one of the top 2 players of all time, and then he did some amazing shit as well too. LeBron really came alive in 2012.
Oh, yeah. And
That I think Mike, and maybe I think we've spoken about this before. I think statistically and his pedigree, never that was his plateau.
I can't disagree at all. I think that before that, obviously all the talent was there. I think
Yeah,
that year the mental was there. Like, that's the most focused I've
yeah,
ever seen him.
no doubt. So I'm a big LeBron fan, but I'm a bigger Chris Bosh and Wade and everybody else that wanted to rock with us a little bit longer. I'm a bigger fan of theirs always.
So do you feel like LeBron just kind of used the situation more than he was there for the city type of thing?
I think LeBron could have been at his greatest if he would have stayed at Miami, man. This whole fucking talk about Cleveland, Mike, and having to go back and win a championship for his city, and bro, you should have left in the first place if that's how you feel, because now you got 2 people sour at you, and you're trying to turn tables and you're trying to do this. And then I remember, all this talk about he didn't get along with Pat Riley. You got along with him when he matched that contract out for you. So, no, I've got Miami fans and whoever listens to this as Miami fans, because a lot of people might, now we're sour about that, bro. This matchup coming up tomorrow, bro, that's what it's all
That's
about.
interesting. I like that. It's I've never had that conversation with anybody about how Heat fans feel about LeBron, now after he's left. So I do think that adds an interesting angle. And it was funny because I think J.A. Adonde, who has me blocked, actually, was talking about how LeBron was the greatest Heat ever. And that was the first time I kind of saw Heat fans take offense to anything related to LeBron.
Yeah, nah, man. He's not. He's not the greatest Heat player. I wouldn't even put him. I'd put him in the top 3, Mike. It'd be after Wade and Zoe, and then LeBron. Are you kidding me? Zoe bled and sweated for this team a lot more than LeBron could ever imagine. And Wade, other than that little contract flop that he tried to do over there
in Chicago
for a couple, yeah.
I can't remember a single moment of Wade in Chicago. Like, I'm just thinking about it right now. I don't remember a single moment.
Right. Yeah, nah, man. LeBron isn't like a top 3 favorite Heat player of all time for me. Is he in the top 3 Heat players of all time? Well, hell yeah. I mean, look who he is. But, if I had to rank people and all that stuff, man, I'd probably leave him out the top 5.
As far as the heart of the city, like, nobody's raising his jersey to rafters.
Nah, man. Like yeah, I'd put Chris Bosh up there. I'd put damn PJ Brown above LeBron, bro. And as far as me liking people who grind it out for Dade County, and let's put Haslam up there too,
right?
Baby. I mean, that's the heart, man. Without them, LeBron, Chris Bosh, and Wade together wouldn't have even. It would just been a superstar team of 3 people, which wouldn't have gotten it done. So, the role players and the people that stayed there the longest and wore that Heat jersey with pride, man. Shout out to them, because those are the ones I remember the most. And thanks to LeBron, bro, because we wouldn't have 3 championships without him helping us with those 2, because he did tremendously help us out with those 2.
Right.
Except for so much in that Spurs series, because Ray Allen won that series. So here we go with the role players
right.
Again. But to cap that off though, bro, like, I love LeBron. I cheer for him. He's the greatest player of our generation. Shout out to Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and Allen Iverson, because those are my top 3 of all time. But he's the greatest player of our generation, man, and it's been truly an honor to see somebody that we might not ever see in our lifetime again. That body and just the body of work, bro. I don't know if we'll see it again. So that's where I'm at with that, man. I'm glad you asked that. I've never had to really explain that to anybody, because wherever LeBron goes, fans chase him. So there's a lot of people that used to be cheering for the Heat that now cheer for the freaking Lakers. And
I'll never understand that part of fanhood. I never understand.
Yeah. We're not with it. So,
but yeah, that answer doesn't surprise me from you. I wonder how many Heat fans feel like that though.
The true Dade County Heat fans. Oh, they with it.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all, actually.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move forward and let's talk about this current Heat team. So man. Jimmy Butler makes his announcement. I want to go to Miami. What was your first thought?
Man, I didn't give it much thought, Mike. I didn't give it much thought. I was just like, all right, cool. Jimmy Buckets is coming. I didn't really like him when he was in Chicago. He's a damn locker room frenzy. He went to Minnesota, bro, and like, what? Let's not waste time there, right? But when he came to us, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I wasn't thinking like championship pedigree. I thought for a second, I was like, Pat Riley knows what he's doing. Like, I never put that past him. Yeah, that's where I was with Jimmy, man. Like, show me what you got, man. I mean, he's gonna give me 18 solid points and some good defense, and the Miami culture, we play defense, so I was cool with that.
Okay, so for me, I took it as, Jimmy Butler thinks he's one of those guys that can do it, that can carry a team to the championship. But right. Like you said, I wasn't thinking they were going to get there right away. I was thinking he's going to go down there. He's going to, get them back to the playoffs. Maybe they'll win a first round series, something like that. And maybe he's trying to entice, a free agent to come join them later. Jimmy said, "No, we're doing this right now." So how do you feel about him now? Like today, like now that you're on the eve of the finals, and you didn't expect to be here, and he's been a big part of that.
I think Jimmy's a centerpiece. I think Jimmy brings an uncanny type of presence to a team, man, that you don't really see in a lot of places. We knew a different Jimmy Butler before he joined the Heat, and he's completely matured in a lot of ways, man. And I think that helped. I think that's helped the supporting cast of this team, which a majority of the players that are scoring for the Heat right now, like, they're coming out. It's their coming out party. Tyler Herro, Bam. Yeah, we knew they were good, but this team and Duncan Robinson, it facilitates those type of players well, and I don't think that nucleus could have been any better without somebody like Jimmy Butler, bro.
And I think I talked about this on the pod recently. I don't know if you heard that episode, but Jimmy Butler's not coming out there to take over the game. He's just kind of pacing everybody, like he's Chad Pennington. Like he's not gonna light up the scoreboard necessarily, but he's controlling everything.
Right. And he's gonna get to the line. I mean, he reminds me of a underperforming Wade, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. Yeah. And the game always ran through Wade. This game is still always running through Butler, man. So I got to give him credit for that. He knows how to get to the line. We need that. We're not a prolific scoring team.
Yeah.
So we need that interior presence, and we need those fouls. And he just knows how to draw them, and that reminds me of Wade a lot, man. So without Butler, man, Butler is this team's Wade, man, in a lot of ways, bro, and it just meshes well for not only this year but the future as well too. So I love the move that Riley made with it, man. But you couldn't have sold me that day one. I needed to see something happen.
Right. Anybody that says that they thought that this was happening day one is lying. There's no way.
Nah, yeah, they straight up, they full of it, man. So yeah.
So you already kind of touched on it, but I was gonna ask you about the young guys, and right now specifically the Tyler Herro hype. Like, where are you at on Tyler Herro?
Man, I watched Tyler Herro at Kentucky, man, and knew he was a baller, man. Like he grew up with a baller background, bro. He grew up, in the Midwest. I mean, white kids in the Midwest, they just ball like that, man. It just I don't know what
Ain't
it's
much
about.
Else to do.
You're gonna get it unfiltered. Yeah, you're gonna. Hey, man, for anybody listening, I'm unfiltered, bro. But I come real. So that's just how I feel, man, about white boys in the Midwest, man. They just know how to shoot and create space. I don't know what it is. Larry Bird did the same thing.
Oh yeah.
So, at Kentucky, bro, he came from a good coach.
Yeah.
I mean, a good coach. I don't necessarily always like him. I don't like his teams and stuff, but I mean, he's a good coach, and he produces some of the best NBA talent outside of the the other schools as well too, like UCLA and all those too. But yeah, Tyler's real, bro, and I like his maturity. I like the way he carries himself. Can he be a little flashy? Yeah, but it's his time to be flashy. I'm not mad at that. He's young.
Right.
So, but when they call on his name, though, bro, I mean, like, he's there.
Yeah.
And he's hitting shots, man, that some of these vets can't even hit. Jimmy Butler ain't hitting shots like that.
I think that's the main thing about him is his confidence. Like, you're not going to see him, like, turn down that shot. And he was doing that in Kentucky.
Yeah. So when I saw him in the summer league, bro, I was like, oh shit, like, this is for real. Like, I see what they saw before me when they drafted this.
Did you like the pick? Were you like confused by the pick initially? Because I was
confused by the pick.
I was like, whoa, that's kind of early for him.
I was confused by the pick. And to be honest with you, it was a good pick. It was a good pick for what Pat Riley wanted. Everything runs through that guy, man.
And I think that's the part about it is, if you know what you need and what you want for your team, like, forget what the analysis and everybody says about who's the best player there. He fit what you guys needed. Clearly.
Yeah. But I like him, man. I like him. I think we ain't covered. We haven't covered everything, but I will say that the Heat are Pat Riley's gonna have a whole nother game or a whole nother problem when he has to start dishing out these contracts to these players after this run.
Speaking of which, um, I was gonna touch on Bam, but I don't know if we need to go there. I think we pretty much know how we feel about Bam.
I'll tell you one thing about Bam,
Go
man.
ahead.
Like, if they don't pay Bam like they try to do shaky leg Whiteside, bro,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be highly, highly pissed at Pat Riley because our future runs through Bam.
Oh, 100%. And what year is he? Is he year 3?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
I believe
He
so.
hasn't made like an All NBA, has he yet?
Nah.
Okay. He made All Defense, but not All NBA, I think.
He made All Defense, not All NBA, but that's coming.
I think he might end up being in line for a Supermax if he does it again next year.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And they're gonna have to pay him because if they lose him, you're right back at point zero, bro, with this team.
Yeah, I can't even imagine them letting him go. Especially with the way he's been playing in his playoff run, 34 and 15 or something like that the other night.
Listen, man, they gave Whiteside that contract, bro. And they got rid of it, but they paid for it. But if they don't give Bam a max contract, bro, and try to work these role players in like Tyler and Duncan and create that farm system like we did in 06, or should I say 04, 05, leading up to 06 for that run in 06, right. We can have the same thing during these years. I'm gonna be highly pissed.
Yeah, that's definitely something to watch.
Yeah, that's gonna either be the demise of Pat Riley's late executive career or just his final ending.
So there's 2 guys in particular that are coming up this year. Jay Crowder and Goran Dragic. What do you feel? What do you expect, or what do you hope to happen for those 2 guys?
Hey man, great question, bro. Great question. I love Crowder, man. When Crowder's on, he can control the entire pace of the game. I've noticed that. And he's smart. Does he take some ill-advised shots sometimes? Yeah, but he's smart with his shot selection, man. And he don't really lose the ball much for as big of a player as he is. You would think his handles would struggle. You know what I'm saying? But, he keeps his head down, man, and he's all over the floor, and I like him. So I hope we keep him, at least for another 2 years. See how that pans out for another 2 years. And then, the Dragon, bro. Hey, the Dragon is, I'm trying to think, Mike. The Dragon is like how underrated Jason Terry was for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, he's the leading scorer right now in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. The Dragon's y'all's Jason Terry from that run, bro. The same one that got the trophy tatted on him, bro. Yeah. The Dragon is the Jason Terry of the Heat team, bro. Like, without him, bro, we would have been out probably the first round.
Yeah, he's definitely been pacing y'all and like making a lot of timely buckets. Like,
no doubt. No doubt. And when he's on, man. He's a sharpshooter when he's on.
Yeah, it sometimes surprises me, some of the stuff that he does. Like, whether it's a jump shot or get into the basket kind of almost whenever he wants, it feels like.
Yeah, he's very underrated, man. That's why I compared him to Jason Terry. He's very underrated.
But I think he's 34, somewhere in that range? Or are you bringing him back next year? Depending on, does it matter what happens in the finals right now?
I mean, he's a key piece, man. But do I think he's somebody that you can stash away for another player and stuff like that, or hold on the bench if somebody comes up, or if you want to shake up the lineup or something like that? I'm cool with that. I wouldn't be ready to give him up like next year. I would see if you can test those waters and sign him for a year apiece until he shops around or he just retires, bro. Because I mean, he's getting up there. and he's taking a lot of hits.
Well, I think so. And the reason I brought those two up specifically, they're both guys that are Mavericks targets. Jay Crowder feels that goon wing defender that can hit threes role that we're kind of missing. And then Dragic, obviously, him and Luka, countrymen.
Oh yeah, them bros right there, brother. I mean, could they end up on the Mavs? I think they'd end up on the Mavs before like Giannis did.
I don't even care about the Giannis thing. I'm not even trying to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
But no, definitely. So you definitely want to see if you can bring Jay back, I guess, and Dragic you can kind of take or leave is what I'm getting.
Yeah. I mean, because
not to underplay what he's doing now.
Cool. Not to underplay what he's doing now, but you got to be able to at least give one off the starting lineup of a championship team, maybe up. And I would say the 34-year-old would probably be best suited for that.
And
I love him.
That's kind of where I was thinking you would go, or how I would kind of play it if I was the Heat. Like, yes, he's been important for this run, but obviously you want to see what Herro and what Duncan can do if they can take a little bit of that load up next year.
Right. And without Herro, then I'd be like, nah, keep dragging, bro.
Okay.
You got to. But with Herro, man, I could see Herro replacing his spot, or at least, being a good counterpart to that spot, like very soon.
Okay.
Do I think he's a starter yet? Not with the lineup that we have in place. But if one of those pieces go missing, I think our lineup meshes well.
Yeah.
I'm sometimes questionable about Duncan Robinson when he steps inside of the 3-point line. It's like everything leaves him. But that the lineup just works. Or maybe we might find out, Mike, that next year the lineup just worked for these matchups.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of Spoelstra playing with the matchups.
Yeah, let's not forget about, Spo the Great there. So,
and I think that's part of, like, again, drafting a guy like Herro is Spoelstra knows what he wants to do, and depending on the players that he has to work with, he's going to find a way to make them be as effective as they can be.
Yeah, I mean, as far as resumes concerned, man, him and Popovich and Steve Kerr, I mean, those top 3 coaches in the NBA right now, as far as what they can get done.
Yeah.
But they have to have the right pieces, bro. Spo just has the right pieces to run what he wants, bro, and it's working. So he's proven
right.
It. So I'm really impressed by the run. I would like to keep the whole starting lineup, but if we had to give somebody up, like I said, man, Dragon, I hate to see him go, but if we can get something in return for him,
okay.
I'm cool with that too.
All right. So then finally, winding this down, we've been on here for a minute. What are your expectations for the finals? What are your hopes? How you feel?
Yeah. So me, I'm not gonna give a prediction for my squad. I don't do predictions on Hurricanes games, Dolphins games, or anything. I always pick my team though.
Okay.
But if we're having a conversation, just a real conversation, I keep it real. So, my expectation is the Heat come out on top. But I definitely wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers just dominate.
Mm.
If the Lakers come out and we come out flat early, bro, it can be an early bye-bye for the Heat. If we come out and we win game 1, or if we win one of the first 2 games, bro, and it's like 1-1 and it's heading into game 3 and stuff like that, I think the series it just flops to the underdog, man. And we're a heavy underdog from what I've been reading the past couple of days. Sports Illustrated got like 1 person out of 16 people on a panel picking us, and that 1 person is truly a Heat fan. He said it in his prediction. The Lakers have no business losing this series.
Okay.
All right, number 1. But I will say this: the Heat match up well for an upset.
You think so? Okay.
I think so, man. And I think our bench can carry us whenever the Lakers go on a run.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think Because one thing I noticed in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference Finals, the Heat were playing a very short bench. So were the Celtics, but in the West, both teams were going like 9, 10 deep. Do you think Spoelstra's gonna expand the bench for this series, or is he gonna keep it tight?
You know, it's just too bad, Mike, that Silva is out with an injury, right?
Is he
Because
hurt?
I'd like to see Silva.
Is he hurt?
I'd like to see Silva hit the damn court, bro.
Yeah. I,
uh, nah, Mike, that's a good ass question, man. I would see him digging deep into that lineup, bro. Do I think that we can keep up with the Lakers? Yeah. But if we don't, I worry a lot about that zone. You know, if the zone works against the Lakers and wins us a couple games,
right.
bro, like we're straight. But if the zone is flat and the Lakers dominate the first two games, bro, like the series can be done like in embarrassing fashion. And I know this, and I know this just by how I felt when the Spurs defeated us, bro.
Mm.
Like we thought we were just gonna go in there and just like ramp up a bunch of points and get the game done and just win the series, and they extended that series all the way out. We got lucky in a lot of those, but the Spurs like truly dominated us for most of that series. So, just not to take it way back like that, man. I really hope that Spo does go into the bench and uses a lot more of the Andre and I hope Herro gets. I wouldn't mind seeing Herro start.
Mm.
Get that kid off the bench for game one. Sit Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson ain't doing nothing but hitting open shots for you, bro. Like, we can get that anytime. But get somebody that creates a lot of ball pressure. Tyler plays decent defense, bro, if he has a good matchup. And let's just like pound it, bro. Like, I don't want to see a bunch of early threes.
Yeah.
Like, because if we get caught up and we miss 4 or 5 threes in a row, bro, the Lakers will put up 12 points in those damn transitions.
Exactly.
Man.
I think the shooting is, to me, the biggest question mark for both teams, because the Lakers have not been hitting outside shots at a great clip at all.
Nah.
If Danny Green decides to start hitting threes, if KCP stays hot, like those are the things that are going to mess y'all up. Because like you said, I expect a lot of zone.
We don't need to talk about Danny Green hitting threes on Miami, do we? I mean, it's funny how it's funny how basketball always comes back and bites you in the ass when you're talking about stuff like this.
I apologize for bringing up bad memories.
But I mean, you're right. If Danny Green starts setting stuff on fire, it's going to be a repetitive type of score that you'll see, and they can dominate.
He's been asked
because yeah,
but
man.
you know what he's capable of.
I know what he's capable of. He's burned us before, and Spo knows that. That's a good thing. We've had the same coach all this time,
right? And I think I watched somebody posted a video the other day of the Spoelstra and how he game plans for LeBron. I think that was one of the main things I was looking at. You have Jay Crowder, obviously. You have Iguodala. They're both very experienced with guarding LeBron. They can kind of match him a little bit physically as well as anybody in the league is going to match LeBron. And then you have Bam back there as an anchor. I'm going to be curious to see what happens with Anthony Davis. I don't know if he's really had to deal with that pressure yet in these series because they've been finishing everybody off pretty quickly. I'm curious to see if he holds up. If you guys, like you said, steal one of those early games and put the pressure on him for like a game 3 or 4 and kind of extend the series out to see if he steps up or folds. I feel like he's gotten away with a lot of soft play. And I don't think that's going to be allowed. If Miami can make it a grind out game and keep it close, I'm going to be curious to see how AD plays in those moments.
Yeah, I mean, AD's not an experienced 7-game series player, bro. Dwight Howard, I mean, he has some experience with it. So I'm with it, bro. That pressure with that matchup with Bam and and AD is gonna be the series. I think so. Now we don't even need to talk about LeBron, bro. There's gonna be so many different people that are guarding him. We're gonna have to rotate so many different bodies on him. He's gonna get his points, and I think Spo knows
Okay.
that. But if you can limit AD, bro, we got a
And I
chance.
think that's one of the things I saw in the video was, yes, they'll wall up to try to keep LeBron from getting to the hoop, but as far as like collapsing off of shooters, Spoelstra in his game plans has like been very strict about keeping his guys at home on the wings. So like Danny Green and KCP aren't left wide open because LeBron got into the paint. Like you would rather give up a LeBron layup than leave his shooters open so they can get hot.
All day, man. All day. But I also want to force LeBron to shoot those, those. I want LeBron to shoot those mid-range jumpers, bro. I do. I want him shooting. If you can force LeBron to shoot mid-range jumpers, bro, he's gonna miss. He's shooting probably maybe 40% clip on those, man. I mean, he's not the perfect jump shooter from those. If you leave him wide open at 3, bro, he's gonna hit 35% of those. But if you're not if you're not blocking his lane and playing him smart, bro, he is gonna dominate your ass inside, bro. And with him and AD in there, bro, it's just like, well, if I can't get to the goal, bro, I'm just gonna pass it to AD, and AD can hit a 3 better than I can. And it's a scary matchup.
That's gonna be fun to watch for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I am actually pulling for you guys because I don't want to have to deal with LeBron fans.
I know that. Listen, pull for us, Mike, because I really want this championship for Miami, man. I think it's a solid run. I think it's a run that would be for the ages, bro, because there really isn't a superstar on this team. And when's the last time we were able to say that?
Right. 2000.
We haven't been able to say that. We haven't been able to say that since that Mavs and LeBron series, bro. Because the Mavs, they had Dirk, bro. Don't get me wrong, and I mean he's top 10 all time. But it was just Dirk, But a lot of these other teams, man, they got 2 or 3 superstars. The Lakers got 2. So the Heat, 0 in my eyes. They got a all-star,
kind of like the Pistons,
but they don't have a superstar.
It's closer to that Pistons team, really. I think I feel like those types of wins are important for the league because it keeps everybody. I don't want to say humble, but like it keeps us from going down the road of having nothing but super teams.
Yeah. Talking about a team like that, a team that made a deep run with hardly mainly role players and a good point guard with the Nets.
Yeah.
The Nets used to make some pretty deep runs too when they had kids.
2000, the early 2000 teams.
Yeah, man. Richard Jeff. They had
Vince Carter.
They had Vince. They had my boy VC
Kenny
out
Martin.
there. Yep. I believe Kerry Kittles on that team too. Yeah. So, we don't see that anymore, and that goes back to our earlier conversation, man. That whole thing with LeBron and Bosh and Wade, man, just changed the NBA forever. So I think that's a big milestone, but at the same time, man, I think it would be a bigger milestone for this Heat team to win this championship. If this team wins this championship on this run right here, I think it would be the biggest championship for the Heat as far as the most impressive one, man. The run has been impressive. I really thought that the Celtics were gonna force a game 7.
I did too.
Yeah. Jason Tatum, by the way, shout out. Wow. I did not know how good he was until that series.
Yeah, I mean, you can't question the talent on the Celtics at all. And eventually you just think that talent is going to win out, but that's not how it works at all.
It's not how it works. Do I think they have the best roster in the East? I think they have the best roster in the East, man, if they had a better game plan. Yeah. So, not to get too away from it, man. That series win versus the Celtics led me to believe that they can extend the series versus the Lakers and make things
Anything is
interesting.
possible.
Anything's possible, bro.
And that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I'm treating them like I was treating the Nuggets. Like, I'm only going to doubt you for so long. So you've done it so far. Why? Who am I to question what you can do now? So it's going to be fun. So hopefully, it's a good series. That's all I want.
I'm with it, bro. I'm with it, man. Go Heat, man. I hope they shot the world, man. I hope they shot the world, man. There wouldn't be anybody happier than me.
No, definitely. And I'll be checking in on you periodically throughout the series.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Do that, man. There might be some stressful moments, but maybe some happy moments as well too.
All right.
So,
anything you needed to add, or anything we missed?
Nah, bro. Hey, keep doing your thing, man. I'm always proud of you, bro. We've got a great business relationship, also a great friendship. I'm not trying to be a sob story here, man, but Mike, you're one of the realest people, man. You keep grinding, bro. Big things are gonna happen for you. I've been telling you that for the 12 years I've known you. You know that.
Trying to make me emotional on the podcast,
man. A little bit, man. Yeah, man. I'm proud of you, man. This is nice. I've been listening to your other episodes, man. You got a good following. We didn't cover our whole relationship on here. People don't need to know about everything that we've endeavored in, but yeah, man. I always your word is as good as gold with me, and you know that, man. So kudos to everything that you've been doing, man. Keep it up, and I'm always, if I'm able to, of course, always willing to be a guest on anything, man.
Most definitely, we'll definitely make this happen again for sure. And like you said, I know you made the appearance for me on the movie side already, so we'll probably revisit that again at some point.
Most definitely, man. I just got to get things situated, but we'll make it happen.
Most definitely, and I do appreciate you coming on here tonight. I know you got a lot to get to. I probably got a baby waiting on you. But it was a good conversation. Bro. I think some of the Mavs fans will appreciate a lot of the stuff you said throughout. And I think hopefully my goal is to kind of make it a little bit easier for some people to appreciate this Heat team and this Heat run.
Well, that's dope, man. Because I've always respected the Mavs, man. And I love their organization. I'm a big Cuban fan. And I have you, and I got my other homie Chris that's a big Mavs fan, bro, and I respect them. And I'm a big Dirk fan. So Mavs, hey, if I had to pick somebody out the West, bro, the Mavs would be right up there, man. So keep doing your thing, man. The Mavs got a lot of good things coming, and just hold tight, bro. It's gonna happen.
Most definitely.